Greetings. My name is David Sokaitis, and I'm here to talk to you today about push bumpers, whatever those happen to be. So first we ought to figure out what they are. It's a little thingy that you stick on the front of a police car so that you can push other things around. Now, from what I can tell, they're pretty common on the Sioux Police Department, but not very common for the County Sheriff's Department. So let's get a picture out and take a look. That's a push bumper. It's a metal frame, it goes on the front of a car. It's not soft and comfy, it's hard and bumpy, and it'll protect the front of your car if you bash into something. Okay, so you can see that they're pretty common here in Sioux Falls Police Force. This is, I took this picture just a few blocks from here down on Minnesota Avenue. But County Sheriff, hey, I guess they don't need them. All right, so let's try to figure out what they're good for. Well, if you're going to be in a police car and you need to push somebody else's car out of the way, your car will be safe. If you bash into a deer in downtown Sioux Falls, your car will be safe. I've talked to a couple of police officers, and they say they never use these things. So I don't know what we have them for. Now, I've got a couple of minor concerns about these push bumpers, and that's just, it's money. Like, if we never use them, why bother? Why spend the money? Why increase the maintenance costs and all that kind of stuff? But the real concern is all about accidents. Now, if you look at modern vehicles, when they smash into stuff, they crumble. And they do that so that everybody's safer. If you accidentally bash into, say, a pedestrian, you want a nice, smooth contour in the front of the car so the pedestrian might be able to get back up again. If you bash into the side of a car, you don't want to make holes in the other car. You just want to dent it nice and uniformly so that the people inside the other car are a little bit safer. Well, now that's the way that cars are designed, but these push bumpers totally invalidate that design by putting something hard and pokey on the front of a car. And you've got an increase of death for any kind of accidents. I came across a quote in Wikipedia that said in Europe they cause a certain number of deaths and serious accidents. So, I don't see what we have these things for. They're a risk. And I don't, if you don't use them, what's the point? So again, what's the point? I guess if you're on the police force, you'll say, I need it to keep my car safe. But motivation is different from rhetoric. Maybe the real motivation is this be tough kind of attitude on the part of the police. They want to be strong and aggressive and dominant. And, there's this whole militarization of police going on. And, it's not a tank and it's not an armored personnel carrier, but it's still more militaristic than this nice, soft, relatively comfortable bumper on a car. So I guess that's the motivation. But what's the point? They're not cost effective, for one. If you have 10 cars or 20 cars with these things, that's maybe $500,000 a piece. And if one car gets damaged, would have been damaged without it, that's cost less to fix the one car that would have been damaged than to outfit your whole police force with these somewhat dangerous devices. And as usual, I get to make a recommendation, and that is to mellow out, reform things a little bit. And you can, like your city councilors, you are free to amend the city budget such that new purchases do not include push bumpers. So that's my recommendation. Make that amendment. And you're also free to amend the city budget to take the ones that you have and get rid of them. And make the roads safer. Because you don't need them, don't use them. All right. And with that, hey, good evening.